Yo, 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 yo. What's up, all you burner stoners and potheads, and especially all you gardeners out there? This is Mr. Weedman and Big Earl with the Grow Hour. What's up, Big Earl? How you doing, my brother?
What's up? I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. I'm geeked. What about you? How you doing?
I am so fucking fired up and stoked to do the show. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm about to get baked with three of my buddies, and that's Big Earl, our good friend Hummin'Bird Hills, and our another good friend Alebrije Genetics. How you doing, fellas?
Can't complain. Can't complain.
Love it. Love it. So glad to have you back on for our roundtable discussion. And this is our third one we've ever done. And I'm super stoked to have you guys on because, first and foremost, you're both the friends.
We are.
That's even better.
I call Alebrije my friend. On and off.
Definitely my bro.
And second, you both work together on some collaborations, man. You've done some stuff lately. So why don't you tell us what you've been doing lately? How's it been going? And what's the collab coming? And are you guys still set for August? Give us a little talk. Just one back and forth.
Sure. I'll start us off. Hummin'Bird and I have been chatting for years. We've been pals. We immediately just connected just over the autoflowers. There weren't a ton of people growing and breeding even 3 or 4 years ago, and so we instantly hit it off. We're both 90s kids, so I think we got a lot of common and had a lot of jokes we throw around. So yeah, we've done a handful of collabs on both ends. We're always been, for years now, we've been trading seeds. Just whatever projects we have rolling, we'll shoot each other a handful of packs, and I always try to pop some of Hummin'Bird's work in my breeding rounds. I love what he does. So my latest one, which is coming out August 1st, just in a few days, is called the Alebrije Funk, and colibri is hummingbird in Spanish, and reno is the deer. So I'm the deer, and the hummingbird's obviously the hummingbird. So that's our little Alebrije animal creature coming together, and it's his Gouda, which mine was. I popped 5 of them, but the one I selected to be the mother of the Alebrije was this like big, bushy, gassy, really cheesy kind of funk thing going on, and it's crossed to my dog walker, which has a really rank chem sort of smell to it. So it was a nice hybridized. It makes lots of little like golf ball size nugs studded all the way down the plant. If you give her the space, she'll be a huge bush and super dense nug, super gassy. Good stuff. But yeah, that's the latest one from my end, but Hummin'Bird's got a bunch.
What you got there, Hummin'Bird?
Yeah, like Alebrije said, we linked up a minute ago when I was first doing my little thing with my auto regs, and started to get for real about not chucking in and doing a little bit of intentional horticulture and breeding. Alebrije was actually one of my first patronages, and he grabbed some stuff. We ended up chopping up. He did that dog walker, okay? This dog walker, he was one of the first people I talked to away from a lot of the bigger breeders in the auto world that already converted some of his work. A lot of folks, started out like me and myself. We're on the, shoulders of giants, everything we're doing. I'm happy to have, people that use Hummin'Bird genetics as building blocks now, but I started off like many, using other people's work to get to my creations, to make my breeding tools. So Alebrije was one of the first people I knew that actually did a conversion, other than the big folks that were starting, and had his own auto. He actually went through the steps and everything. He was actually one of the first people I actually asked about the process of converting when I started to get a little more serious about it, and getting in tune with a lot of these California cuts, these high-end cuts that people don't have access to out in the Midwest, out in the East Coast. And I really adored his passion. I'm real big with passion. Everybody, can love the plant, say they love it, smoke it under the table, but you can't fake passion. And Alebrije, even though me and him were thousands of miles apart through the internet, I can tell, with the few people I've talked to, who's really about the plant. Earl can tell you that. So we instantly, we resonated with each other, and from there, he supported me. So, like many people tell you, you support me, I'm gonna support you. I don't care what you're doing. You can be a construction worker, you can be a barber. I might not have hair. I'm gonna get a shave in my beard. You know what I mean? You know what I said
Yeah.
last time.
Oh,
So I'm gonna support the
bald is
homies.
beautiful.
You
Bald
know,
is
I'm gonna
beautiful,
support the
baby.
homies. I'm gonna support my peoples and everything. And he started really taking off. And I remember him actually, going through the methods and mythology of getting his stuff started up with Alebrije. And it's beautiful to see. People have talked about me and what I've done with Hummin'Bird Hills, bringing it out of the mud and brick by brick, and seeing Alebrije, like what he's done in the Autoflower world, but also just as a breeder is like amazing. And as a friend, it's like cool to see your people's win. And every time he sells out, I'm right there with him. His DMs clapping. Man, another one, man. Like and like he said, this is his first official. Um, he dropped another one called Holidays Hustler.
I
But
like that name. Dude,
that
your names
was
are off the hook, Alebrije.
yeah, he usually
Thanks,
does
bro.
the cool little animal things like the brand,
Yeah,
stay on brand.
man.
But he went out his bag with that one. He went a little like me. Holidays Hustler, because he used my Hustleberry, which is Marathon OG to the Ursula Berry, and he crossed that to the Dog Walker. So he had a little bit of that Hustler. He wanted that motherfucker to walk. I was like, Hustler, I like the holidays. So Alebrije has two. Alebrije has two so far. I don't know if he has any in the sprinkle in the back I ain't know about. But I have a slew. So he's done the Gouda to the Dog Walker right now. That's the Colabrino Funk. He did the Holidays Hustler. I have Bubbles. This is the one I actually first one I released. Bubbles is his sweet gum, which is a beautiful bubble gum queen to sweet from I won't talk about who made Sweet, but Bubblegum Queen's from Daz, so shout out to Big Earl. I mean, not Big Earl, Big Bird, Big Al. Shout out to Earl still too. But the sweet gum I used was really bubblegum dominant. It was really before I was trying to go into that little bubblegum realm with straw goo and like the fruity terps. And it was beautiful. I never really played with that cross from Daz. With everything I played around with Night Owl gear, I didn't play around with the Bubblegum Queen a lot. And it was really fun to work with. And Alebrije knows I've ran a bunch of his stuff just testing each other's gear. Like he says, we always have each other's gear in the libraries and the gardens and the ops, whatever. I liked that one a lot. That was like one of the first ones I ran from him. I really liked. And so it was Bubbles. And then with my last two lines that we released, I got the Straw Goo Cross and I got a Gamma Cheese Cross. The Straw Goo Cross is Blue Zeroso to my Straw Goo, and that's Red Zeroso. And
Man.
folks have loved that one. That one was a really a washer one. A lot of my projects with these last two lines are really resin based and focused. A lot of folks can have bigger autos. They can have bigger plots, whatever the case may be. But my autos smoke better. My autos do better. My autos, I'm with real smokers. I know, a lot of these folks, they got XXLs and big stuff, and do it smoke though? Are you enjoying this? Is that bag appeal? Like, is this real medicine? Like
We
Alebrije
dig
stuff,
on
all his
Turks.
stuff. Every time I ran, yeah, like we real big on Turks. Like Alebrije got a lot of the medicine side of things covered. I'm just getting
I
access to
can't
a lot of these
wait.
things. Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
Like
wait.
it's
I
and that's the
know.
old work. That's the old work. Like this stuff, he bringing y'all the stuff. Like man, we got stuff playing that ain't even in the garden yet, man. And so those two are really resin based, right? And terps flavor profiles. The Straw Goo with the Blue Zeroso is one of my favorites from him. The Blue Zeroso. I I ran a few and I washed some, and I love the mixed micron bunch of stuff I did for autos, and it was like his one was a really good producer. Blueberry Terps. It's a blueberry slushy to the dog walker, and I really went for those blueberry terps that I found in the personal garden. Um, the pheno I released to everybody is called peanut butter and blueberry. It's like it's not instead of
Mm.
peanut butter and jelly, it's peanut butter and blueberry like jam. It's not great.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
it's not super gassy and dog walkers like tough like a lot of times. Like I really like strains that bully stuff. Like in the photo side of things, GMO bullies a lot of things. On my side of things, Gouda, everything I cross Gouda to, she likes to bully things. His dog walker is one of the few things where he crosses his stuff, it bullies stuff, and like it takes on the best of like its attributes of the moms he hits or whatever. But at the same time, like they really make powerhouses. Like sometimes you can make you can cross some stuff that's fire and put it together. It ain't gonna make no good shit. But that Blue Soroso to the straw goose was so good. I had 4 phenos I ended up loving out of I popped a bunch from him. And I released the peanut butter and blueberry. And I released another one called Black Zeroso, Black Z. And this is a blacked out pheno. The Blue Zeroso I had of his was like an outlier. It didn't go blueberry. It went his dog walker gassy. It was offensive. Everything else is beautiful. I welcomed everything else. I'm like, ooh, you smell so good, in the garden. Like, oh, bitch, you great. But I got to that one. I was like, you. I don't know what the hell happened here, but that one. Hey, that Black Z, I got a bunch going to Alebrije, and I got one of my homies. Shout out to Leo Sprouting Farms. He out here in Cali. He helped me out with the Black Z. He got a bunch. I gave him a breeder pack. He about to hunt through a bunch of them. I'm doing some crosses with it. So we got the Red Z, Red Zeroso, Black Z, Black Zeroso. Alebrije made a few of those. I'll let him talk about that if we get away from our little collabs. But we got the Bubbles. My newest one that I'm about to send Alebrije, and I ain't really got enough to sell in my personal opinion because I got to produce more in my opinion. A couple thousand ain't really cutting it no more. So I gotta. They see you think that's a lot, but it's not. It's really not. And
It's not.
That one's really good. But I'm gonna send him some, and some big birds out there. I'm gonna send them some, and it's called Boba Tea. Okay, he got a Panama Red. I'm assuming that's what that red in the balance is. It's a Panama Red Auto to his dog walker, which is a CBD Panama Red Auto. I don't know where this guy comes up with
pure
this stuff.
CBD, yeah.
Look, I love the old strains, Acapulco, you name any of them fun things.
Yeah,
I know about them. I wasn't
when you mentioned Panama Red, dude, you don't hear that name. I mean, I haven't smoked Panama Red since like the early 90s, maybe high school, late 80s, early 90 days, man. That and I mean, it's been a long time since I hear Panama Red. Acapulco Gold. I mean, I think my dad sold that shit in the 70s too.
Stuff. Yeah, like racy stuff. And
yeah.
I don't want to keep talking about it, but this one was really different from a lot of crosses Alebrije sent me. I ran a lot of them. He had like this crazy one that Fire OG dog walker. I like that one. I don't remember what you call it now, but I like that one a lot too. I ended up doing it. Yeah. But I know I've been chatting a little bit. I'm gonna let Bro get back to
it.
So we got that one's called Boba Tea. That's like my first little CBD cross rider because of his ass having the CBD work, and that's crossed to my Ursula Berry F4, which I'm gonna drop a few of those crosses to the homies. But Ursula Berry F5 is coming out soon. Yeah.
You got the Ursula Berry's great, man. I love that. I mean, you got a lot going on, man. Holy smokes. We were talking before we started recording. You're like, I got some. What?
Not enough. I got a lot, but not enough. Yeah.
Well, so I'm smoking on some Harpy, and this shit is fire. Me and Earl talked about this. It didn't have a huge smell, but dude, the taste and the high, fire.
Yeah, that one's different because I don't like to use a lot of Anvil crosses or Anvil. And that was one of my homies' Anvil crosses. Yeah, that one, I like it. It's a good cross, I'm glad you enjoying it.
Everybody who have shared joints with this or given a nug to, it lights them up. They're like, this high is amazing. And it lasts, too. It ain't some short little high. You roll a joint with this, man, you're good for a good, Big Earl, what are you smoking on?
Didn't just while we're on the Harpy, didn't you say I was getting an expression you didn't see a lot on what I was, because they were coming out like black and
I didn't see no purple in that with all the Ursula crosses. Like you were getting like colors. I don't know, maybe it's just that Midwest love, baby, that weather.
Yeah, man.
It was mine were deep colored perp, man. They were purpley.
Yeah, it's a chance because
they're good
people
stuff.
love talking about breeding tools and like purple stuff. Like that Ursula was unintentionally it does have purple when I give you like the ones with the purple strain heavy in it. Yeah, the isolation ones. Yeah, because you got the F3s, and a lot of the F3s ain't go purple, but yours are going like pink, purple, all type of beautiful shit. Yeah,
they're mostly doing that. Same with the Harpy, like mostly very dark, very very. I mean, I loved it. They're real good.
What are you smoking on, Earl?
Yeah.
What are you smoking on, real quick?
I rolled up a few different ones, but this one's the Af Gooey across the Strawberry Haze. It's a super upper. It gets me fucking cleaning the house kind of shit. The phenos were all over the place. I did take my favorite one and I did throw some pollen at it. But we'll see. It's an Afgoo strawberry haze. And I threw a sour strawberry from Bog. I got a nice little fat male going right now that's gonna hit it. But I love it. It's upper. Did I get you any of that?
Bog.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I got the other strawberry one, the Stanky Haze.
Kush breath.
Yeah, the Kush breath one.
There you go. Hummin'Bird, what are you smoking on?
I'm smoking on some of my own straw goo. I got the pure straw goo over here. I'm smoking one of the phenos I really like. I sold the Rose pheno, and unfortunately I smoked all of that away from the seed stock. So this is kind of like a really like strawberry pancake pheno I'm enjoying.
Oh.
Yeah, like some real head-stashy Percy, yeah.
I saw you getting your banger ready too. What are you ready to light up on that? You had the nice pose too when you were fucking. I was like, man, he posed for a magazine with that shit.
I wanted to like, I be forgetting about Brad. I be having to show off shit. Like shout out to all the guys. You know, I got Alebrije on this bitch right there. Yeah, Alebrije shit right there. Yeah. Fucking Hummin'Bird right there. Shout out to the boy Huncho. That's Chicago, Southside. That's Chicago shit. Shout out to
Southside in the house.
Shit, Earl shit right there. Look.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I
love it.
That shit wasn't set up. That shit normal.
Every time I want to see you, that's the pose when I would see you, and every time I see you.
Yeah.
Alebrije.
Like, sound like me. That's what I was telling motherfuckers when I was in that interview. Like, get my good side. What you smoking
Alebrije. I saw this hash you posted yesterday on the Insta, and you showed us some of this other hash you were whipping up, giving it a little stir. What do you got there, man? It's beautiful looking, brother. I'm highly impressed, man. I need to come and get some hash high with you soon.
I'm prepping for fall. This is one of our fall releases, I believe. It's the Sticky Sapolio, the chicken toad. It's one I've been working for a while. It's an alien OG with my dog walker, super stank chem. It's my flavor profile of choice. Really for the effects, but I love everything. But yeah, it's ripping. This is a little 90U 90 micron flower rosin. Super delicious.
And you make your own hash, right?
I do, yeah.
You press your own?
Yeah, we always try to smoke some flower of the testers and smoke some hash of the testers just to kind of see how they yield and see how they smoke both ways. And I'm trying to use more just puffco and rosin over smoking just for the long-term lung health.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Impressive though. If you're not following Alebrije genetics, you need to follow him and look at that hash he's been throwing out there, because it is something wonderful to see. I just want smell-o-vision and taste-o-vision next. That's the next wave we need to see in social media. Well, everybody, this is our roundtable discussion. And if you listen to the last couple we've done, this is something special that we do with just people in the industry and people that grow and breeders and pollen checkers, as Big Earl likes to call everybody. And, this is something special. We got here two industry folk that know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a while. They have some history together. So this should be fun. So I'm going to let Big Earl take over on this first question here. Big Earl, what do you got, baby?
We've been talking autos. It's been a lot of fun, guys. I think a lot of people are coming around to autos, and, we've been almost every other episode. I feel like we've been going over something autos. So we were wanting to wrap a little bit of that up maybe. And we went through and listened to the episodes. We're like, okay, what were one of those things we didn't answer? So, some loose ends, you might call it. There was a point we were talking, in the feminizing episode, with Alebrije, about femming on fem and that multi-generational fem. It's, we talked about how much easier it was to fem a fem because they're female and you can start spraying earlier and with autoflowers and stuff. Do you think that stigma is something of the past, or do you think that people need to watch out a little bit if they're getting, fifth, sixth generation fem on fem on fem on fem on fem. Do you think that there's a weakness that could be going on there?
Hummin'Bird, you first, brother.
Okay, yeah, we'll start with Hummin'Bird.
Okay, yeah. So, I actually was under the impression that femmes suck too. Like a lot of people feel about autos when they hear about them, like because a decade ago they did.
Yeah,
Things weren't really up to par. Feminizing by a lot of the triple OG farmers and folks that were doing this like before all of us and everything. Like they saw that and played around with that craft before the different methods and stuff that everybody found now, from STS to different forms. It went from being like, oh no, it's a bad herm, to
yeah,
away from some of the best strains being made from herms. Uh, the like usage of like actual pollen you can use from a female that you want to lock in is really good, genetically, away from what everybody might pinpoint or magnify with breeding. So I actually am very fond of it now. Just like I make mostly feminized. I don't sell photo. Well, I do photo regs. The last photo regs I sold were photo regs. But I'm not doing auto regs really anymore. Earl is like pretty much. I am Regal Beagle. Regal Beagle Bean Company helps me with most of the auto reg type stuff. I support his auto reg work, and that's who I try to put a little bit of light on. But I'm doing all feminized work from here on out, really, on like a production standpoint. So um, I was very cautious of it, especially when like trying to make feminized seeds. You don't know if they're herming from stress sometimes or actually from the spray. It's a lot of things you got to go into when looking at it, especially we don't have the luxury of like photo guys where we can't run this clone 40 times to make sure she don't like tweak out on us before we spray her. Like we got to really dive in and beat up the moms, make sure they still look good, do their thing, but you got to take that risk. Cause I've had some photos, like I've done some stuff with photos with the femmes, like trying to play around. Because I've had more success doing auto femmes than my photo femmes. Because I'm
yeah,
real picky with my selection, and I get even more meticulous and in depth with my photo work than what I am with my autos. Because I get that luxury. I can play around. I can, I can lay back a little and do my homework a little more with them. But
yeah,
femmes are really good for folks because no one really has time for balls. If we look at it away from breeders or being like genetic geeks, lineage dorks, like whatever the case may be, like when you look at it, folks that are getting into this, why do they need to deal with any type of male?
yeah,
They don't even know what a pistol is. Why would you want them to go through that?
yeah.
So like unless they are going through it, like I told folks before, what a cotyledon is, like a coity, you know what I mean, or you don't know what an anther is. Like, okay, I know the terms and everything we can throw out too, but some folks getting into this, they don't understand that. Now we've been around the block a couple times, like the folks in here, yeah, we know what that stuff is, we know what to look out for it, but no one wants that, especially with autoflower. In my opinion,
Yeah.
with the lane I'm making with my autoflowers and what I'm contributing to the ruderalis, feminized doesn't hurt until like I've talked with multiple peers. It's when you start adding more of that Rudy. Like you keep going in, like those ruderalis that are like past F6, F7, you get into a lot of that ruderalis coming back in, and you're kind of knocking back what you really put in with those photo side of things. But I love feminized seeds. They're great. Folks should really give them a chance if they haven't. And just like autoflowers, everything has a purpose. Everything, especially when it comes to the plant, is very, optimal. Everybody has a chance to grow it, do it.
Yeah. So just to surmise it, you're basically saying that like now it's we pick the plant to feminize. Back in the day, a lot of the fem work was done from herms, and so as long as we're picking a female plant that's stable time and time again, there's you can probably go pretty deep into like a feminized generation, going fem on fem on. You know what I mean? As long as you're picking the right female on it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just like picking a beautiful stud or anything with breeding.
Yeah.
You're picking optimal parents, and
Yeah. Yeah.
even if you are doing different methods, like if you have a female that kicks ass and she always checks the boxes, like you know what she can take and what she can't. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And like that's how I look at it. Because I was really questioning Alebrije heavy on that. Because when he told me about the dog walker, I'm like, oh, you didn't use a male? Because everybody I talked to in the auto world was kind of like when I do my conversions. Essentially, I always have males. You know, when you're going through the generations, it's easier to spout out the boys because you know you're trying to figure out the autos anyway. So
Yeah.
you can like kind of take the auto male and kind of just throw them on there anyway. But you know, Alebrije had like F40'd already at one point, and like the dog walker clones he had, he said he was pretty like rad. He ran through and he loved them. So I mean, like, yeah, you know, I think it comes down to like everything with the lineage building. You know, you have to have stable parentage. You know.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you think, Alebrije? Do you think that that's pretty much right in the wheelhouse?
Yeah, I mean, spot on. And you know, cannabis is so unique in the you know, in regular seed form, the sex isn't predetermined within the seed. So it's an environmental expression which sex it chooses, and so it always has the potential to throw either sex. And yeah, sometimes it might do it based on stress, which is, you know, what people call a herm, and that's what we look to avoid because people don't really want a little sac popping out in the middle of their female only run and then getting seed mixed in all their bud, and yeah, everybody gets it. But it is in its true nature, even a full-on female feminized seed, if you let it just push way past maturity, it often will throw a sac. You know, it's just that's in the biology of the plant. It's looking to, you know, make seed and spread its genes and continue its lineage. But yeah, I don't think that in our methods, I use STS, and I don't think in our methods we're actually doing any form of like modifying the genetics or anything. So I don't fear that generation after generation is going to cause like some sort of freak occurrence necessarily.
Yeah.
I do find the process, if you're trying to convert a photo period to an autoflower, it's much more difficult to do it fem the whole way. It's preferable to use reg seeds, and honestly, that's why you know, when I had this star dog cutting that I wanted to sort of preserve, and I thought it'd be cool to do it with an autoflower, and at the time I had just run Mephisto's Skywalker, and it was awesome, and I thought it was going to be a good pairing for it. And after that, after working that project was so difficult, that's when I started hunting out some reg seeds, and that's where I found Hummin'Bird was like one of the few that I found. That it was his Ursula berry was the first one I got, and Harpy was my freebie, which you're smoking on, Mr. Weedman. So that was cool. So yeah, that's like I've ever since I've always been on the lookout for some reg seeds, just for mainly for conversion projects. As far as like, I still love running autos to autos. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think it's an awesome thing to do. There's some great autos on the market these days, and you know, F1 crossing a couple winners and hunting out something that might be to your tastes is awesome. It's great. So for those, I definitely, you know, just it's all fem. But as I'm starting some new photo period conversions, I'm actually going to do it both ways. So it'll be fun to add some different cultivars I wanted to try some of these cuts with that I've got in the works. So I'm gonna do it both ways, and I guarantee you the reg method will cause me less headache probably.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't have to predict or go through the whole fem process. Just throw them in there, little tent visit together. Do you want to talk about any of those conversions, or are those down the road too far? What are you
Sure,
trying to
yeah. They're all like very new, so they are pretty far down the road. I've got a handful of Bloom Seed Company cuts that were selected from my buddy Mr. Autogrow. And then I also popped some Oaxacan number 9 crossed with Afghani angel wing from Bodhi, and it's like looks crazy insane. It was like a rare sativa style narrow leaf phenotype of this Afghani that was a monster, and he crossed it with this his keeper cut of this Oaxacan, and yeah, so I was gonna try to bring that over to the auto world as well. But these are all like just
That's awesome.
getting rolling, so we're talking over, you know, a year, 2 years down the road before we got anything ready.
Yeah. Dude, it is a lot, and it's almost sad. I'm working on my first conversion because you have this plant simply to like get you to that next step. So it's like I don't I don't really clone. I take them through, and because they're photo period, the first generation or two, a lot of them, and so it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just different. It's almost sad, but that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it, because I think you guys are right. I think that Autoflower Fem is going to be how a lot of genetics are stored eventually, and so getting those conversions through and how those conversions are represented, really, in my opinion, is huge. If you have somebody who cares about bringing that terp, bringing that structure, like bringing a true representation of the plant, because you can lose that. You can lose that in a few generations. You have to really know, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. So I'm excited to see it.
Sweet. I love it. So you both have worked on some projects together. Can you name your favorite or your top one that you both worked on together? And is there any still around? Hummin'Bird. We'll go Alebrije first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, my current favorite is the Colibreno. Honestly, it's been my like bedtime medicine for the last 3-4 months, and it's a knockout. It'll put you on your ass. So it's been great for me.
That's the kind of strain I like.
Yeah,
it's definitely the kind of strain
and funky, and yeah, it's right up my alley. So it's been my favorite. From Hummin'Bird, I have grown the bubbles and love it. The bubblegum came out. Bubblegum was like one of my first favorite kind of terp profiles, just in that it's so distinctive pink bubblegum, and you could really just easily pinpoint it versus some of the more complex profiles out there. And it came through. It's such a dominant one in that lineage that I love seeing it. So those are my 2 faves.
Nice. Yeah, Hummin'Bird, what you got?
Yeah, he got me really excited about that Colibreno. I've been really, because I was like, I wanted to see him do some stuff on his end, because I told him, I don't like pressuring nobody. I make y'all feel like, you doing work with my stuff or something. Like, I like it just to come natural, or, I show love to folks because I want to grow stuff that's good. You know what I mean? I done ran so much. You know what I mean? I know what's good and what's not. I tell you if it's ass, even if you're my friend. You know what I mean? So like,
well, hey, that's an honest friend though. That's what you want.
Yeah,
if it's garbage and that person is like this gonna sell it or something like that, and it's complete garbage, you got to be the only mentor, coach, guide out there that's gonna give him an honest opinion. That's what a good friend does. I mean, if it's good, you're gonna tell him it's good. If it's not good, you're gonna be like, hey,
I don't got like a lot of like yes men around me, so I'm really honest with folks, especially when it comes to the plant. And I can't really say what's my favorite right now, because Alebrije, he got like a few over there, so he got a few kids he can leave. I got a bunch of ragamuffin and pick me over here, and I can't really pinpoint who I like a little more than others. But I will say, that balanced Gatuga he gave me when I crossed to the Ursulberry, because I was trying to think of stuff to cross to the Ursulberry, because I didn't really want to really go public with the Ursulberry stuff. I just wanted to keep those to myself and everything. I'm not doing a lot of the regs, like I said, but the balanced Gatuga to that Ursulberry, the boba tea, I'm really excited for. Like, they look really promising. If they smoke as good as they mammies, we probably gonna get some shit cracking. But if I had to really look at it right now, it's the Red Zeroso, the Red Z with the Black Z Pheno. I really want to do some deep diving into that and go down the rabbit hole with that cultivar. And kind of see if we can just really do something that's really not like anything from our size and representative both camps. You know what I mean? But yeah, Alebrije got a big ass packet coming his way. Me and him been talking about it. We keep so much stuff
You
go
too,
out.
brother.
You know what I mean? I owe Earl shit. I owe a bunch of people shit right now. Folks probably gonna be mad when they hear this. Like, they send him shit. He need to send me some shit. Yeah,
I was prepping yours today, brother.
I know, man. Hey, I told you, you one of the few people. I got something with your real name on it just sitting in my office, like right there. Like, I just keep asking you, like, yeah, it'll go out. Like,
I ain't worried about it.
I'm so moved to hit it out, but it'll have to be the Red Zeroso.
Sweet. So let me ask you another one, Hummin'Bird. Let's give a shout out to the one auto breeder that you want the audience out in the world to support. Just give me one. Somebody out there that's special.
I misunderstood the question. I listed a bunch of folks. One person.
Yeah, give me one.
I don't want to sound like a dick rider. It's got to be Night Owl, Big Earl. Dad's helped me out with a lot of stuff. From the, stuff we do together and the shout out and mentor, and he gave me cool individual. We were supposed to link up tough at Groovy Gravy, but I couldn't get out to Denver. I had some personal issues going on. But yeah, man, it had to be Night Owl because a lot of folks try to make it seem like it's some like beef or something going on. Like it ain't really beef, It's really a one-sided beef with who think it's beef over there. And when it comes to swine, I'm rocking with birds, but it ain't nothing against meth. Meth is great, but Night Owl all day.
Sweet.
Yeah, shout out to Big Bird.
Alebrije, who you got out there?
I'm gonna shout out another mutual friend of Hummin'Bird, and is formerly known as Stony the Night Owl. I still call him Stony, but his profile company name is Reserva Privata Automatica. I think I got that in the right order. A little high. Anyway,
sounds like a fucking metal. Sounds like a heavy metal band.
Yeah,
he loves heavy metal too.
That's very appropriate.
It's crazy.
He's a huge metalhead.
Love heavy metal. Oh my god!
How do I know?
Funny ass metal.
How do I know? So I got to meet him then because I called it as soon as you said that name. I'm like, it sounds like a heavy metal band to me.
Yeah, no, well, I'm sure he had planned that. I didn't even pick up on that, but yeah, he's a metalhead. He's a really cool dude. He's also one of the ones who early on was working a lot of reg seed projects with some of the other Fire, Night Owl, Mephisto, Rockbud, Gnome Automatics, some of the big dogs in the auto community. And he was one, again, like early on, I just started trading seeds with. And so I popped a lot of his stuff in my projects as well. Definitely have to work. His stuff has come out of several of my freebies and packs and things, and really like some serious fire he's packing over there. So yeah, big shout out to him. He's definitely one to keep an eye on, and he's working his first fem project right now. We've talked a lot about the process, and he's coming up with some cool new stuff. I told him all about my spray method, and then he was like, "I'm gonna try injecting it in the main stem, the STS," which is brilliant because it's sort of a systemic spread through the xylem and phloem and whatnot, and so yeah, his reversal looked beautiful. It was his sugar cookies, and yeah, I can't wait to see what else he produces, and can't wait to try some of those sugar cookie femmes when they come out.
Hell yeah. Before we go to growing stuff, and that Earl's going to take over, but I got to ask a question because something caught my ear throughout this conversation. The industry in the breeding world. Now, I see what's going on in the industry in the selling world. I see the industry, like, I see it. What I want to know is, in the breeding world now, there's a lot of breeders. I don't know if there's more breeders than there are craft breweries. There's about 9,000 craft breweries out in the world, but there could be close, but could be more.
Way more breeders, bro.
Way more breeders now? Okay. Let me ask you a question. With all these breeders coming, and I know home grow is going to get bigger and bigger as we go along as soon as federal legalization comes. But let me ask you a question about the breeder world. Is it a strong community, or is it Is it a community that's somewhat strong and somewhat you have this? People that are outside there. I mean, just only because I heard certain words that you don't have to mention anybody. You know, I just want to know personally, and I'll ask you first, Alebrije, because Ray's smiling, Hummin'Bird smiling over there. So I'm throwing a wrench at it because I hear words because I see the industry as a whole, and it's not a community in some ways, which is sad because there's so many people involved in it now. Before it was just where you got it from. Once you're plugged and you plug solo to and you went and smoked with your friends. Now there's a whole different ball game going on. So let me ask you, Alebrije, is the breeding world a strong community or is it not?
I mean, I think I'd say it's pretty cliquey, honestly. You know, you might have smaller groups of friends and breeders, and I feel the cliques at times, and I feel like sometimes I'm like this floater, and I might be in multiple cliques. But I don't know. Yeah, I see tension at times between people. I don't know if it's a competition thing or whatever, but for me, with the community I'm within is a niche sect of the Autoflower community, I'd say, and I've got my little Instagram family and my little Discord family, and that's pretty much where I float, and I'm friends with everybody involved in there, and I don't have much conflict. You know, I've received a lot of support from other breeders and other members of the community, and for me it's been all love. But yeah, I've seen and heard rumors. There's always rumors and things going on. You know, I try to steer clear.
You're a peaceful guy. I love it. So Hummin'Bird, you were smiling, and I was trying to take a picture of you with the pose, and I missed it. I was trying to reach for my fucking phone, and I didn't get it in time. So we'll have to do another one because I love that striking that pose.
I'm not even prepared. I forgot my fucking card cap, so I'm just not even. I can't even take a dab on the camera. But you know, regarding the click and stuff and like all that breeder stuff, and like a lot of people throw around the word community and like culture. But you know why I'm here. I be bringing light to a lot of shit people don't want to bring. They want to like leave that shit in the shadows in the dark. But you know, this breeding shit, it ain't a lot of breeders. I feel like in the sense where craft brewery, that's some other like that's some real hobby. Like you know, it's like train building. You know how many train builders it is? You know, come on, son. Like I don't even know, but like I know it's a bunch of folks in their basement with model trains. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't give you the numbers, but it's more breeders happening. Like especially me, like seeing like a lot of seed companies form, breeders, genetics, and stuff pop up. I've seen a lot of people fall. I've seen a lot of people, especially like during COVID, like right before COVID, there was a lot of folks getting into like autoflowers. And shoot, that took out a lot of big folks. I consider really like cool that I was supported and like growing and stuff out here. And you know, it's really where you looking. Like the photo side of things, commercial. That's like big ag as far as I'm concerned. But autoflowers, you know, with the exception of a few like monopolies or big players and everything, it's really like a close knit. You know, it's a niche community like autoflowers. Autoflowers are niche when you look at it, and I think it's a lot of weird politics and like stupid stuff, especially when you look at like internet, like social media personas, people different than they are. Like I'm how I am. Y'all catch me on here off here, you know what I mean? Like I can't help it. Sometimes some folks don't like it. But like I tell people, you ain't got like me. You can talk about Ray, but Hummin'Bird Hills, my genetics are great. I don't do anything. I've never done anything to anybody. Nobody really has ever had any qualms with my genetics on the side where they've paid for it. You never supported me. I don't really care what you say. You know what I mean? Like, like at the end of the day, if you ain't helping this right here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in the garden. I don't really be worried about a lot of stuff. Said some things on here. I've gotten a little wild a few times, especially with my account getting back. Cause I just got the Hummin'Bird page back. Like they took it away for like a couple weeks, but shout out to my legal team and my counselor and stuff. Always keep me on the right path, especially with this business stuff. But you know, it's real. It's like I tell people, just stay in your garden. You want to do something, do it. like gatekeeping the garden or the plant. Like
I love it. I
it's
love
it's
it.
really
Just
open. I'm open source with my plants. You buy something from me, I give it to
yeah,
you. Do whatever you want with it. Like
it's it's
it's open.
it's
Yeah, I'm just all
it's
love
big
with some plants.
business.
Yeah.
It's big business that's turning into. You see it on the internet with some of these bigger corporate cannabis companies fighting with one another on genetics and shit. So I just want to know how, like I said, the breeder community is. You know, I follow a lot of you and out there, and I just hope it stays solid and people support one another the best way they can. So, Big Earl, on to some growing stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Your
It's
favorite
kind of
part right here.
yeah. It's the community that I see. I think both you guys hit a super huge with the niche, but with also just like staying in your lane. We see so many people. There's a lot of people that are making seeds right now, and a lot of people that are getting upset over a lot of things. A lot of people that are taking advantage of people and just like, I don't know, just have fun. That's what it's all about. That's what growing weeds about. Really have fun, create some medicine.
That's all I
Anyway,
gotta say.
Yeah, get your
so
ass
we
high.
went
Love it.
back.
Love it.
Yeah, give the love back. Take the love, give the love back. Fucking enjoy your community. The people are out there. There are a ton of really good people in the community, and everyone is willing to help a good person, you know? So if you're out there trying to create a medicine, trying to do anything, you can get a hold of anybody here, of anybody that's around anybody here, really. Like, but there's also people taking advantage of everybody. But we went back and we listened to the original episodes, and one we were talking about the femme that we never really went over a little bit, and another one with you, Hummin'Bird. I think we never really went through exactly your favorite way to run autoflowers. Like, so like maybe we can go like a back and forth a little bit on like some mediums and some nutrients and some different stuff. Um, so
All
what
right.
medium? Sorry, go ahead.
No. When it comes to medium, like you gonna
Yeah,
uh
you like what
I
medium
tell
you like
folks
to
like
run?
I usually like 5 gallons personally when you would look at it away from breeding like just growing personally. But I'm a soil
Cocoa,
guy. Nah, I'm a soil
soil,
guy through and
heat
through.
moss fish.
Yeah, living
There you go.
soil, KNF, all that fun crap. Regenerative soil, all that. But actually, shout out to
Love
my
it.
soil sponsor, and who I'm powered by SD Microbes out here in San Diego,
Nice.
East County made. Shout out to my friend Andrew. He hooked me up. I got a bunch going on. He powering Hummin'Bird Hills. He helped me out as far as the breeding, production, everything, commercial competition. We about to get some stuff going on. I just got the
Nice.
greenhouse today. If I wasn't on here with y'all, I'd be in the back right now getting that greenhouse up. I just got a big one. I'm about to get out here. Y'all seen that little bulldozer I put up earlier the other day, man? I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, I ain't been talking a lot. I've been on here showing plants other than people sending me because I'm like the garden cool, but I'm trying to get more stuff going on. I can't show everything. Like
Yeah.
I got stuff to lose now. You know what I'm saying? So like but when it comes to it, it's soil all day.
Well, cool.
I
What
kind
about
of
you,
do.
Alebrije? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, away from that, like I do like organic mostly, for my seed making. But
Yeah.
like when it comes to like my personal garden or like for my patients, like I get like stuff that's given to me. I don't care if it's salts, nutrients, bottle, whatever. Like when it comes to outdoor, I'm throwing everything out there, whatever I get. Uh, I mess with organics alive out here in California. Royal Gold Soil. They decent too out up in NorCal. Um, who else I'm fucking with? Like, I mean, I don't really be doing like too much. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get a little
No,
more
for
into it,
sure.
but I'm like, yeah, like, I'm all right. Like I told y'all the first one, man. Like, I just need a little bit of good light and stuff, and get my plant growing. Yeah, man.
What about you,
Go ahead,
Alebrije? What
Alebrije.
about
Yeah.
medium and nutrients and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm also a soil guy. I for a long
Nice.
time I was using and still do use Nature's Living soil, their autoflower concentrate. It was all I really needed. It was pretty much water only. If the plant, I would tend to do significantly less than the recommended amount. You just mix it in the bottom third of your pot. Mix inert soil on the top 2/3. I buy good quality potting soil. Um, but these days I've been trying to make my own stuff. I just started down the KNF wormhole making labs, and then turned that into EM1, where you just mix in equal parts of your lab serum with brown sugar or molasses, and it just sort of stabilizes it, and then that makes a great base for all sorts of stuff. So I'll use that as my base ferment, and then I've got some with fish amino acids, I've got some with rock phosphate, some with kelp meal, some with humic acids and azomite for some micronutrients. So I just make little different ferments, and I won't say I've dialed in my process exactly. This is newer in the last year that I've been sort of diving in, but I've had a lot of success with it so far. Still need to work with figuring out exactly, what sort of ratios I'm working with and things, but it's been a lot of fun to learn. And I think that's another thing, just like growing your own, the way forward is like making your own nutrients. It's like the ingredients are so cheap and seems just like the best quality as well. I don't know. If you can figure it out, it seems like there's really something to it. If you're able to grow outdoors too, even more so, the natural sunlight and fresh air really does. I'm always amazed at the difference in how easy it is to grow plants outdoors compared to indoors, at least for me.
Yeah. Have you guys ever grown autopots? I've heard a lot about people talking about autoflowers with autopots that like water from the bottom.
Some of the biggest, some of the biggest best plants I've seen, but yeah, almost every friend I feel like on my Discord and things all run autopots. I never have. I have used an earth box, which is also a bottom watering system, and it like pops. Like I can just tell you in general, bottom watering is where it's at, especially just like gravity fed. It's super easy. The plants just drink what they want, and they love to just shoot their roots down to get to the water source, and they end up just becoming monster plants. So yeah, great way to grow.
Yeah. Do you hand water now, both of you, with soil? Hand watering, or is it?
I've been hand watering since I started in this. So, I mean, for purposes of scheduling, I need to get some automatic irrigation going on. Like the autopots are nice. Like you hit on them for a little bit. And it reminds me of like hydro, like seeing all those in hydro. Like I don't know if Alebrije has seen them in anything, like, but I've seen some of my work in autopots and in hydro, like reservoirs. Anything when you are feeding a nice system with drip under, buckets feed under, however you want to do it, you get some really nice plants. And I've grown some herb boxes as well out here on the property, and I really do enjoy, the difference. Like you can see, like how you're saying, like sun grown, like really seeing when folks do the different mythology to their madness with growing. You get to see a lot of different things. But yeah, I mean, the autopots are cool, man. Like you do all that stuff, man.
Yeah, they do seem cool. I want to try one bad. I thought I was so bad. I was like, man, I'm got these autos going. They're smashing. Look how nice these all look. And then you see some of those autopot plants, and you're like, oh shit. That's
I got a couple buddies of mine. They use those autopots, man. The stuff they're producing is fucking amazing. The buds they're getting, the plants, it's just like holy shit. And he was telling me too. He goes, "You got to get some of these." I said, "I'll get there. I will."
exactly.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What about germing your seeds? Do you germ auto seeds differently than photo seeds?
You can go ahead.
Let's start with Hummin'Bird. What was that?
Oh yeah. I was like, let Alebrije handle that one first. Let me see.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, I do them both the same way. My method is just a wet paper towel, folded up in some plastic wrap in a warm spot, usually on top of a grow tent. I check it at least the first 24 hours, and then definitely by 48 hours. Most of the time, as soon as I see it crack, I'm not looking for like a long tail. I feel like the longer the tail, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's just like, user error where you left it a little too long. But I like just when it's just barely cracking, and then I go direct into, if it's for a tester or for just my personal head stash, I'll go direct into the final pot. Hummin'Bird mentioned earlier he's into 5 gallon. I like 3 to 5 gallon is a good range. I almost like 3 gallon just because I can squeeze a few extra plants in the tent space, and I like having a variety of flavor. But I'd say if you're like growing fewer plants, I think 5 is like the perfect pot size. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So like just reviewing notes, 5 gallons, pretty great. That's kind of like standard. Everybody's kind of like, if you got like, you tight on space, whatever your canvas is allowing you, whatever negative space you got, if you got 3 gallons, you got 2 gallons. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, baby. If you, I've been there. I've had to grow autos in solos. I've seen some amazing solo cup autos. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some 1 gallon monsters, especially from home. But when it comes to like just especially those getting into it or folks that are even used to autos, 5 gallons kind of normal, nice. 7 is cool. You might get you get into a little bit of overkill when you go into 10 and higher because like I'm actually playing around with 15 gallons right now autos for some seed production. I want to see how big they get just for shits and giggles. But this is the biggest now I've done autos other than being in ground. And when I've done them in ground, I've gotten like the big 6.5, almost. I think I got like a 7 footer in that bitch. Not no Yao Ming, but I got like a like a nice little 7 foot, like even and shit. But it's really cool to see the different ways folks grow and everything. But I start do any of the napkin. I don't do any of the soaking. If I'm doing germ tests like for breeding, I'm doing a bunch. I'll soak them. I like getting some hydroperoxide and some water. Um, But other than that, like I'm always right to soil, right to soil. I'm direct out all day. Um, like when I'm doing a bunch, putting them out there, just let them do their thing. I've done a few times where I show people like you can do it. You can transplant them. You can start them in like root rides or root starters and like little seed sprouts or like solo cups or something, and you can up pot. But preferably, what I do in my way of life, I do direct to soil. I don't try to have no headaches. If you got to up pot, if you got to transplant, do it at 10 days minimum, maximum. You're really pushing it. You get a little past there. You might be able to pull off some magic. That's just me, in my opinion, and what I've seen and what I've done. Um, but I like to just plug and play. I'm putting soil right in there. Like I can't stress it enough. But yeah, I mean, you can do it. Some folks are worried about like putting like a little bit of like seed starter soil. I don't know about everybody's autos. Like Alebrije can maybe chime in a little bit, but like I start mine in my soil. Regular, what's going on top of existing plants was it ain't no hot, it ain't no super soil. It's living soil, you know what I mean? Like it's the seed comes out, it doesn't have no shock or anything like that, just kind of do its thing. Just try to let the plant have a smooth life. Just, especially with autos. You want them to just go on tugging and have a nice time, yeah.
Alebrije, do you do any transplants, or do you like to go straight to your finishing pot also?
For breeding purposes, I do. I use little mesh grow bags, like quart size, and that way I can pop a bunch of seeds and make some initial decisions on, is anything not looking good, is what's the most vigorous. I can make some first impressions and cut my selection in half right off the bat, but at least it gave me an opportunity to look at a larger portion of the population. So yeah, I like those because especially for autos, yeah, Hummin'Bird's right. You don't want to mess with them too much in the first 10 days or so, or after the first 10 days or so. And definitely within the first 30 days is when they're most susceptible to, taking some stress and stunting. So I like these bags because as soon as you can just transplant the whole bag, the roots grow right through. I just water it in, and they're reusable. So I'll use them a couple times. So yeah, but as far as like just growing for full head stash, yeah, I avoid any transplanting with autos just to relieve myself of the headache. They're pretty vigorous growers for the most part, so the transplanting it might help a little bit, but it's almost easier to just The only reason I do the paper towel is just to confirm it cracked without, tampering with it too much in the soil. And once I
See the
confirm
sprout,
it's cracked and open, I, pretty much try to go right into the soil and just cover it with a little clear cup. And once it sprouts and shows its cotyledons, I take the cup off and put a little mulch around the edge and just keep it watered. And yeah, it's pretty cruisy.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sounds nice and keep it simple, silly to me.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't say earlier, Boo. Yeah, kiss simple, kiss method.
But I don't say stupid though. I say keep it simple, silly, because nobody's stupid. Nobody's stupid. So just keep it simple, silly, and I like it. It's nice and easy. You don't offend anybody either. So
there you go.
You know.
I don't know if I'm jumping too far back here. You guys talked about injecting. Have you ever actually injected the STS? Because I talked to Stoney a little bit about that too. In my next autos, it's literally you guys and Stoney's genetics pretty much only. In my next hunt, have you guys tried that? Because that's when he told me about it. He was going over some of it. I was like, this is crazy. It makes so much sense though to me.
I'm gonna let you handle this because look, I don't have much to say on this, Earl, because I know you picked my brain on this situation, this subject. I'm gonna leave that to the scientists and all the cool friends of mine. I don't do all that, but I've never injected. I just spray.
So before Alebrije goes, let me ask a question real quick. Is this something that Rachel from Deep Roots can elaborate on also? Something because she knows about the plant in and out. I'm just wondering, it's just something that she might be able to like help anybody else out there in the world. I really like Rachel from Deep Roots. She's a shit. So with her culture and what she's doing in scientific stuff, I wonder if she knows about that too. So just so if I ever talk to her again, on her we just did her burping in the bag, but have her on the roundtable discussion. I might have to ask her that too. So go ahead, Alebrije. Sorry, I got excited.
No, I mean, I also have never tried it, but talked with Stoney extensively as he was doing it through the process. And he was also spraying. So how well it did on its own, just the injection, I guess, is to be determined. Or I don't know where he heard about it, honestly. That was one thing I didn't get out of him. But no, I mean, it makes sense to me, but I've only just sprayed and it's always worked fine for me. So I haven't veered too far off course as far as just once I found a recipe that worked for me. It's more been for me just dialing in the timing and the days. And I've shortened that window a lot. And I also start spraying a lot sooner than when I initially started breeding or making femmes. These days I start spraying around day 15 or so, which, you don't really know enough about them at that point, but that's why I choose, 6 to 8 of, the top ones to start spraying all of them. And then as they grow and I learn more about them, I'll pick out my favorite traits. And usually for a reversal, it's the most vigorous and the best structure and things like that. I'm not going to get much bud production and things. So I have to have also, it needs to be a sort of a tried and true tester, or not tester, but something I've grown several times before and I really like, and something I trust that's going to be good for a reversal.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So we're going to go into an only choose one scenario. So you can only choose one. All right. And if you got a little explanation, that's fine, but quick on it. So because you can only choose one. So Alebrije, actually Hummin'Bird, Night Owl, or Mephisto?
You gotta rock with the bird. Big Al. Yeah. Night Owl all day.
Alebrije?
Yeah, I'm also a Night Owl. I've been a fan for a long time. Yeah, he does killer work.
Sweet. Now, this is Big Earl threw a little wrench in here. One forever, though, okay? Fem or reg, Alebrije?
Forever, I would actually have to choose reg just for the possibilities. I don't want to lock myself in a corner. where you can still, if I'm able to cheat, I can still sort of make my own fems out there on a deserted island, I guess. But
very smart.
but if I had to choose one to like continue the rest of my life, I would probably work with regs.
Hummin'Bird?
Yeah. Like I was gonna say, like on a cheat card, like do I get access to SDS like on the island?
Yeah.
Can I make some like some silver SDS or some like Wilson shit like just out there like some MacGyver, some SDS?
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, I pick spams because if I got seeds, I don't want to deal with that. I just want to have some ganja I can roll up, you know. Like you said, I can make them harm if I really got to. I can beat it up. We can figure something out. But like I don't like the idea of not having seeds. But if I was stuck, yeah, man, because I'm gonna need that to get by. It can't seeds not gonna help. Well, I can eat the seeds though too. Damn, now I got.
Yeah, you can.
Damn.
You can make hundreds of thousands then, and you'd be
because
good.
It's a source of problem. I'm like, I didn't even think of that. Like when y'all like was going over this, I'm like, yeah. But I'm gonna have to go with fem still. Yeah,
there you go.
I'll leave that rest to everybody else. But yeah.
Hummin'Bird, indoor or outdoor?
Man, I've been indoor like for years, but I came out here and I went and kicked it with like the NorCal homies and went to Emerald Cup and Ego Clash and I've had some like phenomenal grown and outdoor ganja. That's like,
well, I know the best outdoor you've ever grown. I can tell you where you grew it. All right, it was probably the best outdoor ever.
It was good.
It's over past Western Avenue called the Dan Ryan Woods.
That forest weed is okay, but brother, I'm doing better guys than I ever grew out there, man. But I gotta say outdoor now, man, because I didn't really understand what a lot of my mentors and folks that I look up to were talking about with it. But when it comes to like medicine, man, like you really can, if it's really good grown outdoor, under the sun, man, like the expressions, the profiles, like flower is one thing, right? But when it comes down to like these concentrates and this rosin, this hash, this melt, all these fun like words and zingers and shit, like you can really see it when like people do salts or certain things, like you can really taste it. When I've had some outdoor that's been grown organically and with love and like even like big farm stuff, like you can taste it. The sun, man, I don't know, like the dirt, the soil, everything, like different stuff, even like when people say they don't spray or they do spray, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go with outdoor right now. Yeah, man.
All right. Hummin'Bird, salt or organic?
Shit. I do my thing with like salts if I can get them, or like it's like patience or like Percy and stuff like that. But like I told y'all, I'm doing all organic. Everything else like really, right now with like a lot of the stuff I'm doing, so it's organic right now. Yeah.
All right, Alebrije.
Yeah, I would also choose outdoor and organic. I'm under the opinion that Mother Nature has it all figured out, and the technology indoors is never going to be as good a quality as just the natural sun and some good quality living soil. And the only thing for autos is that under a nice 20 hours of light they can really produce. But I agree with Hummin'Bird. The natural spectrum of the sun is just going to create a unique cannabinoid, terpene, etc., ester, flavonoid, all the various compounds in the little trichome heads there's going to be a lot more chemistry going on, and the medicinal quality is going to be way better. Honestly.
Nothing better than the sun.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong,
a few episodes ago.
It really, it's like everything, it still need good genetics, You can't just go out there and grow some Reggie seeds. Well, don't get me wrong, you can, if you got some good land, don't get me wrong, go out there and put your back seed in the ground. No, don't let me gatekeep you, brother. If you go, I ain't get my 40 acres of mule. I'm trying to get a few. Look, just plant whatever you got. Especially you got sun, you got light, whatever. You got a window sill, grow it, man.
There you go. So, 1 gallon or 5 gallon, Alebrije?
1 gallon for breeding and 5 gallon for flower production for me.
Hummin'Bird?
I used to go the same, but now I need more seeds. So it's actually like getting bigger with the pot sizes and like fields and plots for seeds. But 5 gallons for my stuff and my stash,
And
especially. Yeah.
you said 5 gallons on the last show. You were like you were all about the
Set
5
on that. I
gallon.
tell everybody.
Yeah.
I put it on the website if I could. If Shopify wouldn't flag me. I'll tell you how to germinate them. I'm gonna put them on the. I'm gonna put a disclaimer and I'm gonna show you how to germinate them on the package. It's somewhere I gotta get around there. I know my lawyer will help me with that. But yeah, you know, like 5 gallons are cool, yeah, but you know, you got whatever. I've done it in 1 gallons. I've had amazing plants in 1 gallons, amazing medicine. Do whatever you got. But 5 gallons personally, always.
I like the only choose one though. It's really good. So we're going to keep on doing this for other roundtable discussions. Just good, just quick. I like it. It's fun. So all right. So here, Alebrije, give just like a quick sentence, maybe a couple few two tree, as we say in the South Side, tree words of just some mentorship and maybe like to help a new breeder, a new pollen chucker, someone who wants to breed some seeds, some auto seeds though. Give a couple like sentences, let them know.
Yeah, as I just mentioned, I think it's important. It's intriguing to want to pop the latest thing and start breeding with it instantly, but I think it's important to have grown out the plants before you choose what might be your favorite. And I think that's another key is make what you like. Don't try to make what sounds the hottest or necessarily, but make what you enjoy using, and you won't go wrong. You'll at least, that's why you see a lot of funky chem and things come from me. That's just to my taste, and so if I don't sell out my seeds, then I've got more for me of something I enjoy. But yeah, mess around with it. It seems like, if you're just looking to, make some seeds right away, try regular seeds. Look for a great male. Look for something that's got nice structure and is vigorous. Maybe has an aggressive, stanky stem rub. Doesn't hurt, but those are a few characteristics I look for. Or yeah, if you're adventurous and want to try making some fem seeds, just do your homework. And I found my recipe on the forums, the old school forums and things, and it's been working just great. And yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I made so many mistakes, and honestly, that's just how you learn and grow. And don't rush. Take your time. Pop as many as you can. Make good selections. Those would be my advice.
I love it. Hummin'Bird?
Man, just do it. No Nike. Get your hands in the dirt. Blood, sweat, and tears. Don't matter how you put it. Just grow. Overgrow Babylon however you can. It doesn't matter if you make them or you want to, play around with them. Just do your due diligence, like my peers say. Just grow. Listen to your gut. Love the plant. She gonna love you back. It's real simple. You can't really try to stress too many things when it comes to the plant. Plant's gonna die. Plant's gonna die. You gotta let go with things. You gotta move sometimes. It's like life. You learn a lot from the plant. Listen is your teacher. So just follow your gut and grow. You want to grow. You want to make seeds. Do it. You want to save yourself some money. Do it, man. You want to become a big cookie man? Hey, do it. Whatever. Do whatever your heart desires. I'm all supporting dreams. Just grow. You want to grow apples? Grow jalapenos. My friend, shout out to Mary Canico. He just told me, bro, I was trying to make some jalapeno F2s. I ended up making a new strain of pepper. This is a goddamn Carolina Reaper with a jalapeno. I'm like, damn, look at you. You made some vegetables before I did. But yeah, just grow. Just grow.
You need a new shirt underneath the Hummin'Bird Hills just saying just grow.
I need a lot of motto shirt, man. Tell you, man.
Just
Folks
grow.
want this shit. This is like a 1 of 4. People want to do
That's a
the damn
dope.
thing.
That's a dope ass shirt. I like the colors too. The purple rocks.
Yeah, you know, I gotta have a little bit of that pink and purple. You know, I gotta
I
have it.
like it.
Yeah, man.
I
But
like
that's
it.
all I tell folks, bro.
That's sweet. Hummin'Bird, throw some plugs, man. What you got? Your handles, where we can find you, where we can get your genetics, where can people just come and say hello to you? You got a Discord? You got anything you want? Throw it out there.
I got my page back, so follow Hummin'Bird Hills at Instagram at Hummin'Bird Hills, no G, G's moving silence. Hummin'Bird Hills, F2, Hummin'Bird Genetics, Hetty K underscore for all my rosin folks and Hetty people. What else I got? Chicago Seed Co. At Chicago Seed Co. HummingBirdHills.com. Shout out to all my official vendors and distributors and the new ones I'm about to start adding. Well Grown Seeds at Well Grown Seeds, wellgrownseeds.com. Multiverse Beans, multiversebeans.com. They just got their restock this week. They're going to be putting up a restock. They're going to have the Straw Group Part 2 line, everything, you know.
Ooh.
So I got a bunch of stuff in the works with Multiverse. Shout out to my homie Paul up there. And who else we got? Shout out to my boy Brown Bag, who we mentioned earlier off camera. Brown Bag is my first seed bank back home. Brown Bag Farm Goods on Instagram and Brown Bag Farm Goods .com. Shout out to everybody that helped me. Shout out to Earl. You gotta give me some of the new Florida line. You know that Florida Peach line. You gotta give me some of them. Shout out to Alebrije. Alebrije got that new drop coming out August 1st. The Colabrino Funk drop. And, you know, just shout out to everybody supporting Hummin'Bird Hills. Even though I'm not posting as much, I'm still there. I'm active every day. Just know I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you. I'm trying to, you know, really change what I can with Autoflowers and the Ruderalis. So shout out to everyone and shout out to the, you know, you. Shout out to you, everybody.
Alebrije.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, alebrije.genetics, and then all our other pages are linked there. We've got Alebrije Coffee, Alebrije Ceramics, Save the Paras, Automatic Washer Co. Yeah, and then on our website, alebrijegenetics.com, you can find a link to our Discord there. We have a lot of fun, and our email list is there. I'm running a little late on sending the July email, but I'll make sure it goes out before the final day. And yeah, we got a drop coming up on the 1st. We're dropping the collab with Hummin'Bird and the Colabrino Funk, and another the Days Sabrana, which is a Malawi Northern Lights crossed with purple microdot purple nuggets thing going on.
I like me some purple microdot.
It is psychedelic, man. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P. to Steve. That one's Steve's Purple Acid in honor of the breeder of Morningstar Seed Company. He was a real pioneer in the autoflower community, and learned a lot from him. He and Hummin'Bird were my first reg seeds I ever bought, and that purple microdot was I bought the breeder's pack from him. So yeah, that's what we got coming out. And then yeah, I also want to shout out to Hummin'Bird himself. I've got gear he doesn't even know about in the works. I've got his gamma cheese popping up in a few projects I haven't even told him about. One that's high in CBDV, which I think is going to be pretty sick with the gamma. And then it's Tostoni and all the other guys in my Discord and the family. You guys know who you are. Too many to shout out. But, and shout out to you and Big Earl, Weedman. Appreciate you guys having us, and always fun to chat with y'all.
I love it. We still got you both coming on. We still got you both coming on each on your burp in the bag. So I'm super stoked about it. Yeah, we still already did that. We got you one more time. We got you one more time. And let me tell you something. The burp in the bag is a lot of fun because you get to pick the topic you want to talk about, and you get an hour to talk. So, and we just work out the kinks and shit. But you get an hour to talk on whatever the fucking topic you want. It's gonna be burp in the bag is all about you. It ain't about what we want to talk about. It's about what you want to talk about. So don't forget I'm excited to have you both on the burping in the bag. I'm looking forward to it.
Wait. I gotta get back in here with y'all. I can't wait to see Alebrije, and I'll be supporting you guys like always and listening, and even though I'm 2,000 miles away, I still support y'all like I'm over there in the South Side, man. It ain't shit
South
changed.
Side for life.
Let me know if I can
Same,
do anything on
brother.
my
Same,
end
brother.
with the drop coming up. I'm probably gonna be having some new stuff coming in the works. I got a nice little few conversions coming down the pipeline. So I got some few things coming down. I'm always gonna have some Alebrije stuff in there, some Regal Beagle, and Boot, send me your Addy, man. Send me your Addy. I gotta
I
send you
got you.
some. Yeah.
I'll DM it. I'll DM it. So I appreciate you all. Appreciate you all. Big Earl. Big Earl. You got anything else to say, brother?
We didn't talk about it. We talked about the autopots, I know, but the cow mag, guys, get that shit in there, and you get the biggest fucking autos you ever seen.
2 more weeks.
Yo.
2 more weeks in cow mag, as Reddit says. Alebrije tell you. Alebrije got a bigger Reddit follower than me.
Right.
He be over there on Reddit. That's what they always say on Reddit. 2 more weeks and some cow mag.
That's the classic Reddit answer.
Classic Reddit. Yo, everybody out there in the world, we love you. Don't forget the cow mag. Peace. Check out our cannabis lifestyle brand online at 8decades.com. Our custom smokes and accessories are perfect for your coffee table, bedroom nightstand, or kitchen counter. They're designed for you to show them off. The Canna community is also loving our hemp and cotton blend t-shirts, sweatshirts, scarves, and hats, finished off with our 8 Decades logo. We've got some awesome long-lasting goods that will be your favorite for years to come. 8 Decades, because a 9th decade of cannabis prohibition isn't acceptable.